to inform this, so anyone who want to not to be included in video, he or she can hide or turn off their video. So we have started the video recording now. So let's go back to our presentation. Okay. So this was the recording option. And then if you want to share your presentation, you can share it by clicking this tab, and you can share your screen, and you can give your presentation. So this is the situation when one or more people have joined the meeting. So you can see that there's something important going on because district director and PQD are in Zoom meeting. So this is very important that when you are in the meeting, so see where Zaid Kaliya is mentioned, the view is of the roof. So this is very important that you have to adjust yourself that you are coming into frame when your video is on. And this place mention your name. So see that name is correct or not. And these are the breakout rooms options. I will explain how they come in this tab. And on the top of the screen, there is a gallery. Speaker, you can have speaker view, or you can have gallery view, whatever you want to, how you want to see people. So if you want to share your screen, you can, when you click a tab beside share, you will have this tab open, and if you click advanced sharing option, you will have this screen whenever you are host or co-host. So now you have to decide which options you want to set for your meeting. One participant can share at a time, or multiple participants can share their screen, or who can share, only host or all participants, only host or all participants. So this is important that we learn what are the settings related to this application, and it will come by doing. So I will only refer to the few points, and now then you have to explore this application before start of your regular meeting. So this is the tab. You can record your meeting on your computer or record on the cloud space provided by Zoom. So this is the screen sharing options. Okay, so what is wrong in this slide? Anyone tell me?
Name?
Yeah. What's your name?
Sidra.
Sidra, you are right. And name and picture are not aligned because Samir Hamid to the name is appearing. So recheck whose name is appearing, correct your name so that people can uh, new, for example, you Sidra know me, so, or everyone knows me as I am celebrity, but if a new person comes in, you cannot uh, know what's the actual name. So it's very important that we write our correct name. So this is the digital certificate which Buddies Online Toastmasters Club used to present to the speakers, and when they announce, um, they put it on screen, and then they send an email of this certificate. So we can have best speaker award, we can have best table topic award, best evaluator, best big four in our northern part, big three, and in ICAP, CA Toastmaster Karachi, we have big five. So whatever bigs you have, you can have those awards. And we have Critics Choice Awards award in Karachi Toastmasters Club. So whatever awards you have for the speakers, evaluator, and role performers, so you can have digital certificates which can be presented to those people. So this is the screen, and it is very important in online setting. What should be our speaking posture? Normally, people used to talk while they are sitting on their chairs, when they are performing roles or evaluating, and when they are speaking, they have uh, they have choice, but usually people prefer to have a standing posture. So whenever you are using whichever the option you are using, you need to make sure that you are coming into the frame of video. So if you are standing, you have to have trial and error so that you can know the distance from the camera, how far you should stand to have whole of you covered or your gestures are coming in. So I used to present in a standing posture. So I try to know how far I have to stand, how much room I have for moving from one place to another place, and which gestures I can use, how on the lengthwise, how far I can go if I want to jump or raising my hand. So it's very important while speaking, it's very important. And I have used webcam of laptop and I haven't used mobile. So my experience is laptop camera works perfectly in online setting. But in online setting, there's a limitation of stage. You don't have much room to roam around. So the speaker has to decide whichever poster he has to or she has to use, and then accordingly make sure that you are coming into frame. So few of the important things which I have discussed. So know your speaking area, and it comes from um, viewing or coming ahead or joining a meeting room, and then you can see by turning on your video, and then you can check from which location you are coming into the frame. So room should be well lit with no background home music or instructions coming in. It can be funny sometimes, and it can be sometimes disturbing to others. It's very important, check your internet connection. So in one contest, I lost due to internet connection. And otherwise, even if you are not in a contest in regular meeting, if you are speaking and your connectivity is not good, so evaluator will not be able to evaluate your speech, and you will also not enjoy delivering your speech. Whenever you have a meeting, try to have a co-host. So if two people are managing things, because there's chat box and there are different evaluator and rules are taking place, so it's recommended that toastmaster of the evening and sergeant at arm or someone who can take up the role of zoom master, and then so that if someone is speaking, so he shift the view of that person. He shift the camera, or you can say that view of that speaker should be coming onto the screen. So zoom manager is very important role in online setting. So inform participants before recording use of digital certificate.
I have a question. I'm sorry. This is Sidra again.
uh, uh, can you hold your question for a while?
Sure, sure. Okay.
Okay. So for a first meeting, I would recommend that before going to a regular meeting, uh, you can have 20-minute demo how we will conduct our meeting. So, and for the first meeting, take a big XCOM officer should come forward and take a big role, big four roles. And so So this is the first part of our presentation, and few more things I would like to describe. Give me a minute so that I can arrange it. For example, okay. DTM Tala, are you ready with your presentation?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so please proceed.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'll be sharing my screen with all of you. And please raise your hand or even feel free to unmute your mic if you can't see, because right now I will be sharing my screen. So, first of all, uh, many thanks for joining this meeting. And before we begin, let me just make some things clear. One thing is that uh, we are all learning. This is all new for us, and uh, we will apply the best of our knowledge. And we have prepared some guidelines that will actually that have been derived from official Toastmasters material, and also the guidance that we've received from our RAs and other clubs. But you know what? We have a unique environment and unique requirements. So these things will evolve with time. But let me just say one thing here. I believe I don't know how different it is for rest of the world, but for Pakistan at least, I see this as an amazing opportunity, because imagine opening a club in a remote city without you having to go there, without their people having to gather. Alhamdulillah, we have internet everywhere, so those meetings are now enabled. I was just in negotiation with the team in Balochistan that is very interested in opening a club, and only a few days ago, uh, we were discussing about how we will travel or will we attend through video call, and now all that is very clear to us. So, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
We can see.
Yeah, we can
Yes,
see
we
that.
can.
Okay, I see two raised hands. I see one raised hand from Toastmaster Atika Chaudhary. Do you have a question? Okay, Toastmaster Atika, do you have a question? Okay, we'll go ahead with the presentation. Okay, the first thing to note is what to do before the meeting. So as the DTM Zaid has already given a lot of advice in this regard, I had a few additional pieces of advice. So first thing, of course, is to set up a Zoom meeting and share the invite via WhatsApp, Facebook, and other channels. There was this debate on the club road director group call that I just had, whether to invite guests or not, because they were reluctant, as they didn't know how first timers will behave. They may pass on some inappropriate remarks either through their mics or through the chat window, because they are not used to the Toastmasters culture and everything. So our regional advisor came up with a very good solution to that, and that could was the Toastmaster of the day would set up the house rules right in the middle, right at the start, and they will very clearly specify. In addition to doing the usual duty, they will very clearly specify what kind of behavior is allowed, what kind is not. Secondly, another very important aspect was raised, and that was people chatting and even uh, doing other things through their microphones while the speaker was speaking. So that will also have to be very clearly laid down by Toastmaster of the day, that please give due respect to the speaker and only contribute or even chat when you're asked to do so. So set up a Zoom meeting, or you can use other channels, Skype or Google Hangouts. Just today there was this news where I learned that Google had rendered their premium video hangout service free uh, for the time being. So maybe that can be explored. I'm not very much aware of that service in terms of operating it. Secondly, try to be in a quiet, well-lit environment, especially if you're delivering a project. So yeah, if you're just playing a role or just witnessing a meeting, you can be on your desk on your laptop. But please try to take some care when you're delivering a project, because everybody has to clearly see you and the environment needs to be well lit. Install Zoom on your PC and mobile device. Fully charge your devices, because if you can, please have it on both the devices and log in through the meeting through both the devices. That will provide you with additional options as to how to witness the meeting and how to interact with the participants. Log into the meeting on Zoom. Keep your microphone muted unless you're the Toastmaster of the evening or the day. So this house rule is very important. Everybody mutes their microphone by default unless they are the Toastmaster of the day. And then at the option of Toastmaster of the day, uh, the Toastmaster of the day basically will be able to turn the microphones on and off. Okay. Everyone should consider investing in a mobile tripod and microphone that can plug into a mobile. So I will very strongly advise this, unless I still believe that laptop, through my experience, laptop is the best way to participate in a Zoom meeting. But sometimes laptops, cameras, and sound recording capabilities leave much to be desired. Phones are excellent at it. Okay, so it will pay well to invest in a mobile tripod, especially if you're making speeches and doing your pathways. Uh, because unfortunately we are seeing we are foreseeing this situation for at least 2 months, if not more. Heaven forbid. Our prayers are that the situation around the world normalizes well before that, but we have to be prepared. And let me warn you, I went to the local market yesterday, and tripods are already in short supply. So try to get hold of those before they run out. Uh, okay, we can skip on food and air, but we cannot skip on internet and tripods. So please take care. Okay. Then the presiding officer, the president, deliver the standard inaugural address and address the guests. And obviously, the list of guests will be appearing on the Zoom window. So list of participants, you can see whether they are new persons or if the list is too long. And I'm hoping and praying, and I fully expect that uh, we will all the clubs in Pakistan, inshallah, will be seeing far more members and far more guests, inshallah, uh, when we go online. So you can ask the guests to introduce themselves. So everything is as per usual. No worries there. For Toastmaster of the day, first of all, their microphone should be turned on at all times, or most of the times at least, so they can not only do their duty as TMOD, but also or interrupt or put a stop to things or modify certain things during the speeches and the meeting, because they will have to be on their toes. Announce meeting agenda and roles at appropriate times along with the voting. So voting mechanism will have to be voting mechanism will have to be defined, because uh, it can be online voting, it can be WhatsApp voting. It's your choice, but in my experience, and we already implemented that in Karachi Toastmasters Club uh, since 5 or 6 months. We have enabled online voting. So the online vote is constructed on Google Drive through Google Forms, and that form is floated on the WhatsApp group of the club, and everybody votes instantly. So that, I believe, works best in all scenarios, not only in online meetings. So that's why I feel it's important that people should be logged in at Zoom and in WhatsApp to make the meeting a success. Announce at the start that participants can report issues via Zoom chat or WhatsApp. So you'll have to determine one channel. In my experience, while conducting a meeting on laptop, as I am right now, maybe monitoring Zoom chat is not that easy, but WhatsApp is good. And yes, as our district director reminds me, Zoom also has a voting mechanism. Unfortunately, I haven't ever used it, but it is there. So that can be used as well. Uh, then this is the most important part. And please don't miss out on this. Assign a troubleshooter to field the messages and solve the problem on the spot. So please tell your members that if they're facing any problems, they can use Zoom chat or they can use WhatsApp, and the troubleshooter will be fielding those messages and taking appropriate action. Because as TMOD, one will be monitoring whether everything is going well, and whether whether the guests are being catered to, whether the members are doing their roles properly and everything. So they might not have time to, or even the attention span to actually address the troubleshooting problem. So please seek out a person who is tech savvy, well versed in Zoom and internet, etc., and tell them, designate them as the troubleshooter. So uh, that will be a tremendous help. And I have a feeling that once we roll this out, we will need at least two people conducting the meeting, not one. Okay. Then TMOD to spotlight the person speaking. Now, with no physical presence, uh, it's TMOD's duty to actually enable the microphone of anyone who is to speak and introduce them very extensively compared to normal meetings, because there will be several guests and several people who will just be listening into the meeting and not seeing everyone. So maybe a little bit of an extra effort will need to be made to introduce the speakers. And if that was not clear early enough, the main default rule should be that everyone's microphone and video should be off. They should be just listening in, and microphone and video camera should only be turned on when they are asked to speak. So that's the default rule. Okay, I can see the raised hand of Ali Amjad. Please go ahead with your question.
Yes, I have a question that if during if we are logged on our mobile phone, then
Yeah.
during if there is a during the meeting, if there is a phone call, so does that interrupt the meeting, or is it okay and we can just decline the call and it would not make any difference to the other participants?
Uh, it will only, this is as per my experience, it will only make a difference if your microphone is turned on. So as long as you keep your microphone turned off, then everything will be fine. Only while you're speaking, then I think you should put your phone on airplane mode. That's the best way.
Airplane mode. Okay.
Yeah, that's the safest way. But you can't put it on for the entire meeting. So just put it on silent mode. It won't interrupt. If you're on phone and the speaker is on, at which point it will surely interrupt. So is that clear?
Okay. Yes, pretty much clear. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you so much. Okay. So we've covered the presiding officer and TMOD. Then we get to the fun part, which is the speakers. So speakers, first of all, uh, let me uh, let me say that the quality of speech you deliver is dependent upon how well you get through to your evaluator and other participants. And you will have to actually make an active effort to improve your presentation to the maximum, because we are all remote, we are all offline. So there's no sergeant at arms as such who will take care of the lighting. There's no person who will tell you what is the speaking area, and it will vary from person to person. So please may be very mindful of that, and in fact, test out your speech before the meeting so that you are well covered by the camera. Now, how do you ensure that? First of all, be in a well-lit place, make sure, and remember that if you can see each other physically does not mean that the camera will be able to see you. The light sensitivity of this video cameras, especially on laptops, is pathetic. So please make an allowance for that. Make sure you are standing under a light, or even break out your old unused lamp that you had kept aside for gifting to someone, and actually turn it on and cast that light on yourself. Secondly, define your speaking area before you start to speak. Yes, I know it's not a contest, but it will help both your evaluator and yourself if you define the speaking area. Thirdly, when before you start to speak, you should check with the TMOD whether you're visible and audible. That's very, very important. Otherwise, what will happen is the same thing that happened to DTMZ, who lost some confidence test because of technical issues. So we don't want that. Ideal situation would be to be so far away from the camera so that your entire body is visible. And even in that, phone cameras are much better because their angles are wider. Laptop cameras are not that good in that respect. If you rely too much on a laptop camera, yes, you can get your whole body covered, but then you will be too far away from the camera to actually for your sound to be very audible. So I'd suggest to use the phone selfie camera to shoot to live stream yourself. Uh, that way, your visibility will also be better and your audio will also be better. Another tip, please realize that phones are better at recording video and audio than laptops. Laptops are more convenient, so make your choice. But whatever device you use, please make sure to do a dry run before you speak so that there are no last minute surprises. Log into the meeting and wait for your turn. Email, WhatsApp your evaluation sheet, that's a given. You have to share your evaluation sheet to your evaluator. When it's your turn to speak, turn on the video and stand before the camera. Uh, Okay, now you may have a visual aid, and I'm sure that DTM Zaid has encountered this situation. Uh, DTM Zaid, after I'm through, maybe you can add your input to this. But I would suggest that email your presentation to the TMOD, who can open the presentation in a separate screen and share it on the Zoom screen with everyone else. Uh, so and they can maybe change the slides, or you can do so yourself. You can put the presentation on one slide on one device and share that screen. But I imagine that it would be too distracting for you while you're speaking. So you'll have to work out, but that's I believe one of the ways. Then very important, and heaven forbid, but I have a feeling this will happen. If you're facing issues using Zoom, dial in via WhatsApp video call to your evaluator and deliver the speech. So this is a last resort, because see, your speech has to go through and it has to be evaluated, right? So if Zoom is not working, don't let that stand in your way, and dial a video call to WhatsApp directly to your evaluator. At least let your evaluator see your speech. Everybody else will hear your speech. They won't see you, but that's better than nothing. So that can be used, or you can use Google Duo, or you can use Skype, or any other service in addition to Zoom. Oh my God. Okay. I'll try to go on as if nothing has happened. Okay, keep an eye on device screen for timing signals. This is very important, and we'll come to this when we get to the role of the timer. Uh, for speech evaluators, make sure you have the evaluation sheet and project details with you before the speech. Obviously, fill the evaluation sheet via PDF or make notes. You're free to do it any way you want. Once done, when called upon uh, by the journal evaluator, deliver your evaluation verbally and via audio. I don't think that evaluation needs to be delivered via video, but if you desire to do so, turn on your video camera. All I'm saying is that it doesn't have as much stringent requirements as a speech does. So feel free to do it whatever way you're comfortable. Uh, Recording. Both gallery and speaker view to be recorded and should be announced at the start of the meeting. Okay, so that's very important. Zoom has an option to record the meeting, so that option will be utilized. Ironically and paradoxically, thanks to all this crisis and scenario, it's much easier now to record the meetings. So I'll urge everyone, and that is a tip from my side, I'll urge everyone to ensure that your meetings are recorded, number one. Secondly, obtain those recordings, edit out the speeches and upload them on YouTube. It will be much easier. So please don't stop that momentum. We need to carry on that momentum if we are to preserve our renewals. And also, uh, so I have a question. Can we record our prepared speech before the meeting and just play the video during the online meeting? Okay, Toastmaster Abdul Rafi, I don't think that's a very good option because that will kill the spirit of delivering a speech. That will be just like recording your video beforehand and then playing it at a club via video or projector. So I believe that should be the absolute last resort. Uh, that should be the absolute last resort for everyone because see, if nothing else is working, obviously this will have to be done, but please try via Zoom, via WhatsApp, via Skype, via Google Duo, or any service that you can think of first, and then maybe as a last resort we can employ this. So yes, the answer is not a complete no, but please avoid it. I hope I have made myself clear. Okay, for table topics master, so that will be done conventionally. Now, the only difference is that table topics master will have to look up the list of speakers. I would suggest, and we do it in our home club also, before the meeting or while the meeting is starting, table topic master sits down with VP Education and finalizes a list of speakers. See, we had this very ugly experience in one of the launch meetings a few weeks ago, where we called upon a speaker and obviously, as happens in table topics, they couldn't speak very well. Uh, but due to their position in the organization, they felt very offended and depressed. So yes, I know the spirit of table topics is extempore speaking and everything, but I believe it is best. It is advisable before you write down the name of a speaker on the table topics list. Please at least ask them if they would be willing to come if called upon. Then feel free to not call them or call someone else from the list. The list can be of, for example, 12 people, and you can call upon 5 or 6 people. But please try to ask them because you want to avoid any such situation. Okay, and then obviously note down the speaker's name in the end, ask the timer. For GE, the modus operandi will be as close to standard as possible. Um, just with the difference that it will also be conducted. There's an option to conduct it via audio or via video. It's your choice. Then we go on to grammarian, listener, and R counter. Now, listener is what we call in Karachi super grammarian. This role exists in some clubs. This role doesn't exist in other clubs. For the benefit of those who are not familiar with this, what listener or super grammarian does is they look for interesting phrases during the meeting, interesting sentences, and they note them down. And at the end of the meeting, they ask the audience who spoke that sentence or word, and the person who has originally spoken that remains silent. So everybody guesses who has spoken them, and that's a very good listening exercise. So listen to the proceedings and make notes and present your report when called upon. Again, quite easy. Vote counter, as I mentioned earlier, prepare a Google form and float its link on Club's WhatsApp group. That's the easiest way. And one thing is very important, and I've learned this through hard experience. So please bear with me a bit. Uh, Google Forms have a lot of options. Please have a look at all those options. Please untick the option to collect email addresses, and please untick the option to actually please untick the option of collecting email addresses, and please untick the option of forcing people to log in because that just creates hurdles. Keep everything open and instead just open the voting for 1 minute, and after 1 minute, poof, it's closed. So yeah, okay. Okay, then we have the timer, and timer is the most important role. The suggestion is that the timer should keep time on their stopwatch or on their phone, and have a uh, so they can employ either a stopwatch or any other device. They can employ on their phone or their laptop. How do they display the timing card? So I had 2 or 3 options in mind for that. One is obviously to have a PowerPoint with red, blue, and red, yellow, and green, and just display it in a window. And TMOD will pin that window to the Zoom screen. That's pretty much the standard practice around the world. That window is pinned, and when that window is displayed and is constantly pinned, then even the speaker can see which stage they are on. The second thing that I was thinking about was that maybe sometimes the speaker may miss seeing those signs. So maybe an audio signal can be used. But again, that's entirely up to the TMOD and the XCOM on how to implement that. So those are my suggestions. That you can have your devices, you can display the PowerPoint or the JPEGs or whatever of the relevant colors, and you can share your screen constantly, and you can ask your screen to be pinned to uh, the Zoom window so that it's visible to everyone at all times. And yes, then you compile your report as per usual. Okay, so that was pretty much from my side. And ironically, TTMZ is constantly alerting me that I'm about to run out of time. So yes, but before I ran out of time, I stopped speaking, which is a miracle for a Toastmaster. So I'll hand over the charge back now to DTMZ.
Thank you, DTM Talha, for wonderful presentation. And before we open floor for question answer, one thing I would like to um, praise the audience. Number one thing, there are many options available for Zoom applications. So you have to go to browser and sign in your name. For example, I will share the screen. So this will be the screen when you sign in on your browser, and there is a tab setting. When you click this, there are a number of options available, and you have to select because it's a setting of the meeting setting. So it's very important you decide, would you allow people to join in before meeting starts or not? Do you want a waiting room before uh, meeting starts, and then you move the audience to the main room? Do you need breakout rooms? So all options are available in this menu. And similarly for recording, if you click the recording and go to the setting tab, so you will have different options of recording the speaker's speech. For example, if you want to have a speaker view, you can have a gallery view, you can have both. So there are a number of options. You can explore this on by signing in to the Zoom, your Zoom account in the browser. Second important thing is, which I would request every club that don't forget to have a group photograph. So I would request all of you to turn on your video mode so that we can have a group photograph and then publicize your club. And I would request someone to take the picture of it once everyone is on. So
That just a second. So all the windows are turning on,
okay.
and people are paying. So how do you arrange them in a photographable configuration?
So go to the top of the your screen. There is a speaker view.
Okay,
and
gallery view.
yeah, gallery view.
Found it. Oh, that's amazing.
So
That's
I would request everyone to turn on your video mode.
That's mind blowing. Seriously.
Yeah, that's the beauty of online meeting. And sometimes we were having flag of different countries and then of our own country, and there were a group photograph, and it was an amazing experience. So I think everyone has done it. A few people are Sharif, and I would request Saral, if you can turn on your video if possible. I know you may be in some yoga exercises or something else. Okay, so Talha, would
In
you?
fact, this is a very good, yeah, this is a very good stress test because I was concerned whether we can all appear on video simultaneously, whether the app will crash or the network will break down. But Alhamdulillah, that's not happening.
No,
In fact, that's
it
very
won't
good to see.
happen. It won't happen. And
Yeah.
if someone is facing the trouble, so perhaps he need to consult internet service provider. So
Okay, great.
yeah.
So yeah, so I'm just waiting for all the windows to light up. And
Yeah. So
oh my God, this is
yeah.
expecting it to be as good. That's amazing.
So make sure that you are coming in the frame. So I think we can have with a count of 3 or something, Talha. Otherwise, it will be too late for people.
Okay, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, I think we should either smile or raise our thumbs or do whatever stupid thing we can think of.
Yeah, but try to come into the frame and ensure that you are in frame. Otherwise, it will be awkward situation for us.
Yeah, just a second. Just let me.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Okay. Just a second. Let me turn on the snipping tool. Yeah. Just hold on. Yeah, rectangular snip. Okay, why is
DTM
this thing
Zaid,
not
you are
working?
already in a group photograph. That's great.
Okay. Okay, just a second. Okay, and just a second. I'm getting there.
Okay.
Okay, just a second. On the count of 3, whenever I say, raise your hands or smile or thumbs up. So 1, 2, 3. Or smile or anything. Okay,
Everyone can
1,
say
2. Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Bashir.
Bashir. Or let's say Toastmasters or something. And we have actually 2 windows, so I'll like to photograph both the windows. So, okay, 1, 2, 3, smile.
Toastmaster.
Toastmaster. Okay, this is so wonderful. Okay, I believe I've gotten a few photos. So
yeah, thank you, TTM Talha, for taking the photographs. And it's very important that we don't forget to have a group photograph, and then we can have a publicity. And now floor is open for question answer session, and we can restrict it to 10 minutes time because we are also over time. And so Faria Iqbal, please proceed with your question.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Yeah, go ahead.
My question is from Talha. Talha, I'm a bit confused about how to show the timing signals. Like if the speaker is speaking, the screen will be showing the speaker. So how?
I think Toastmaster Fari, you got muted somehow while you were asking the question. Okay, but I got your question, so let me repeat it. You asked me to clarify how the timing signals will be shared, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so there may be several ways, and again, let me clarify. Let me stress that we are learning as we go along. One method could be, so for example, if I take your window, I have an option to pin this video. Okay, so this video will be pinned, yeah, and along with everything else that is going on, this video will be pinned. Okay, so that is one, and in fact, okay, just a second. Okay. The second option, the second option would be to actually, just a second. Yeah. The second option would be that the the timer displays there a PowerPoint consisting of red, yellow, and green, and that screen is shared with the meeting, and that screen is then pinned. So that way everybody else will be looking at the speaker simultaneously, and also at one of the pinned. Yeah, exactly like this. Yeah, that was helpful. Whoever did that, thank you so much. So that is one of the ways. And I was also thinking that maybe there can also be an audio signal, so some sort of a bell or something that can be rung well near the speaker. So, for example, once for green, twice for yellow, and thrice for red. That can also be done, so that if the speaker somehow misses the video signal, they can hear the audio signal.
Any other question? Okay. So, do we
I
have?
have a question.
Yeah.
Since I
Yes.
first of all, I want to know how to raise hand on this. I think it's really cool. Okay,
Yeah.
there's an option. Yeah,
Yeah.
here. Okay. Second question is, if I want to have a co-host for tomorrow, like for example, I'm going to be like generally evaluating the meeting. So who would that be? Like, is anyone there to like kind of volunteer? I'd take some help. I know I'm just a general evaluator, but this is the first time I'm going to be doing that online. So that would be really helpful. Thanks.
Can you please identify yourself? Sorry, I missed your name.
I'm sorry, I actually didn't mention it. This is Sidra.
Ah, okay, Sidra.
Yeah.
Sidra from KTC, right?
Yes, Sidra from KTC.
Ah, okay, fine. See, I was like 10,000 different ways, so I was confused. Anyway, so no worries. We'll inshallah manage the meeting tomorrow, and you'll get an assistant for your role as well.
So, do we
Thank
have
you.
any other question? Yeah. Ahmed Abdullah, would you like to? Yes, Sonia. Sonia, do you have a question or it's accident?
Yes,
I have a
hello,
question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.
I'm Sabah. I'm Toastmaster Sabah. So I have a query that how we all come in the group photo. I'm not getting it.
Okay, what device are you on? Are you on a laptop or phone?
I'm on laptop.
Okay, so if you have the Zoom window open, right? If you look to the top right, there, first of all, maximize the window. Okay, if you look to the top right, there will be a list of participants. Am I correct?
Yes. Okay. I get
Okay.
it.
Yeah, speaker view and gallery view. You can switch from there.
Yes. Okay.
So I have a
Okay, I get
question.
it.
Yes, Shamam.
Gee, I was just asking that we will get the same kind of invitation for tomorrow's meeting, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, fine.
I had a question.
Yeah, Farhan, please proceed. Okay.
Am I audible?
Yeah, Wali, go ahead.
I had a question. How are we going to distribute the timing, like for all the sessions? First are the table topic session. If we do not have a paid account, it's going to be long as 44 minutes, I guess.
Yes, 40 minutes. Yeah.
So
Okay,
how we are going to distribute the table topic session, evaluation session, and the prepared speeches?
Okay, can I answer that?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
okay. So first of all, Wali, the agenda will be prepared exactly as you prepare it for any meeting. So there's absolutely no difference, right? Uh, so that means that the segments will be timed exactly as per the segment timing. And if I understand you correctly, you're talking about not the timing of speeches, but the timing of segments. So maybe you can ask anyone else to time those segments and send a message if one particular segment is going way over time. And secondly, you talked about the 40-minute limit. Uh, so we are Pakistanis, and it's very easy to get around because if the meeting ends in 40 minutes, then simply start another meeting, send another link, and start another meeting. You can have as many meetings as you want. There's no limit.
In fact, you can rejoin the same link as well after the 40 minutes. That can be done.
Oh, that's even better. That's even better.
Great, great, great.
Okay.
So, Assalamu alaikum. I have a question.
Yeah, Mohsen. Who has a question? Please ask.
Sorry, may I
Yeah.
just join in just for
Yeah.
a second?
Yeah. Please welcome our district director, Toastmasters Samir.
Okay, thank you for that. We are planning to get paid Zoom accounts for different areas so clubs can use them at the meetings. Please give us a bit of time because this is all quite new. Everything is very sudden. So hopefully within the next few days, we'll be getting paid Zoom accounts. We'll be coordinating with the area directors and the clubs, and we will try to give you the best possible solution. We want to support you. We want to help you out. And if you have any queries, any questions, any suggestions, say that we feel that you should also support us by doing this, or we need this, or we need that. Send an email to us, call us. We are there for you. Remember, we are here to serve the members. So please, anytime at all, you have a suggestion, send it to us.
So any other question? So we can take one last question before we can end our meeting.
Hello, everyone. Hello,
Hello.
this is GQ from KTC.
GQ.
I have a question over here. We have got a upcoming humorous contest. So the contest will be done on this online mode.
Yeah, the decision about the contest in the club setting will be taken by club executive committee, and they will let you know how they will conduct their contest.
Okay, thank you. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining us and staying with us. It's amazing to see Toastmasters from every city, and we are honored that you have spared time to learn new things. And I would like to thank DTM Talha bin Hamid for taking out time and preparing presentation and providing us the details. Similarly, one last thing, it's new for us, Zoom technology or whatever platform we are using. So it will be learned by doing philosophy, which we follow. So we will be learning new things when we'll be exploring Zoom technology. And I would like to invite Toastmaster Samir for his final remarks before we leave the meeting.
All I can say is it was a fantastic session. You gentlemen worked very hard and very quickly to prepare something for the members. And it is also very useful for me because I'm a technology illiterate and I've also learned something today. So thank you, gentlemen. you're truly an asset for Toastmasters.
Okay, thank you very much. And final remarks from Talha.
Okay, yes. So first of all, thanks are due to each and every one of you who attended. We are positively overwhelmed with the number of people that attended today. Sincerely grateful. And the spirit of Toastmasters is to learn by doing, as Zaid stated, and to learn by doing it together. This is new territory for us, and my parting message as CGD would be, please exploit this opportunity. This is a chance that we never had before. We can reach out to remote cities, remote areas, and ask them to establish Toastmasters Club, because now it's all online. At least get them started, and hopefully when this situation resolves, they will carry on into full-fledged physical clubs. One barrier to entry, that is identifying a venue and actually arranging to meet somewhere, traveling somewhere, which incurs costs and administrative hassles as well. That has been removed. Instead, now the meeting is reachable by everyone. So please hold online meetings. Feel free to invite anyone to your online meetings. Use those meetings to actually spread the message of Toastmasters, and also to bring new people into the fold. It doesn't cost a thing now. Fortunately, to host a Toastmasters meeting, you can have as many as 100 participants for free. So invite as many guests as you can, get them interested in Toastmasters. Trust me, this is a golden opportunity, because yes, I know it's a worldwide crisis, and everybody's fearing for their lives, but we've got to live while we are living, and to make lemonade when life hands us lemons. So please use this opportunity to explore new clubs, especially in those areas of Pakistan which are yet to see a Toastmasters club. Thank you very much.
Thank you, DTM Talha bin Ahmed. And now we are officially concluding this meeting, and we will be sharing video and also the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I think let's all turn on our mics and give a big round of applause to all of us.
Yay!
Okay, thank you very much.
Great.
Wonderful.
Okay.
That was awkward.
Well, everything new is
Bye bye,
awkward
everyone.
at the start.